The United States of America is a nation covered in infrastructure, satellite grids, and highway networks. Yet, within its borders lie vast territories that are completely dark. Zones where the Constitution does not apply, where civilian aircraft are shot down without warning, and where the ground itself is scrubbed from public satellite imagery. These are the restricted zones, areas heavily guarded not just by fences and motion sensors, but by a level of bureaucratic secrecy that suggests whatever is inside could fundamentally alter our understanding of national security, technology, or human history. Today, we unlock the files on America's most forbidden landscapes, exploring the classified operations buried beneath the desert sands and hidden deep within restricted military sectors. Our journey begins in the barren expanse of the Nevada desert, but not at the famous Area 51. Instead, we look 50 miles to the northeast, inside the Nevada National Security Site, to a location known simply as Area 6. For decades, public maps showed nothing but a blank grid in this sector of the desert. However, with the advent of commercial satellite imaging, civilian researchers noticed a massive construction project appearing in the early 2000s. A clean 5,000-foot asphalt runway surrounded by large hangars, industrial complexes, and a series of deep underground shafts. Unlike traditional military bases, Area 6 has no visible barracks, no recreational facilities for soldiers, and no large fighter jets parked on the tarmac. It is a ghost facility. The airspace above it, known as Restricted Area 4806 East, is locked down tighter than the airspace over the White House. According to declassified budget reports, Area 6 is operated by the National Nuclear Security Administration. The official explanation is that the facility is used to test unmanned aerial vehicles, specifically drones designed to detect nuclear radiation and dirty bombs. But independent aviation experts note that the hangars are built to store heavily modified aircraft with advanced sensor arrays capable of penetrating deep into the Earth. The geographical placement of Area 6 is critical. It is built directly on top of Yucca Mountain, an area riddled with deep volcanic tunnels and subterranean hollows. Rumors from former contractors suggest that the visible runway is merely the reception area for a massive, multi-level underground complex that runs miles into the mountain. A facility dedicated to testing reverse-engineered electromagnetic propulsion systems and classified sensor technology that requires complete isolation from global satellite surveillance. Anyone attempting to approach the perimeter of Area 6 is met not by local police, but by heavily armed federal security forces, authorized to use lethal force at the first sign of intrusion. Moving away from the desert, we cross the Pacific to an island that officially does not exist on many commercial navigation maps, San Nicolas Island, located about 60 miles off the coast of Southern California. Controlled entirely by the United States Navy, this small piece of land is the core of the Point Mugu Sea Range. The island is completely off limits to civilians. The waters surrounding it are heavily patrolled by naval destroyers, and any unauthorized boat entering the 3-mile exclusion zone is intercepted immediately. On the surface, the island features an advanced airfield, telemetry towers, and strange concrete launch pads facing the open ocean. The secrets of San Nicolas Island are deeply tied to naval warfare and what the military calls directed energy weapons. Declassified documents reveal that the island serves as the primary testing ground for high-power lasers and hypersonic missile systems. In the late 1990s, a series of bizarre atmospheric anomalies were reported by commercial airline pilots flying near the California coast. They described intense beams of blue and green light shooting from San Nicolas Island, directly into the upper atmosphere, followed by sudden, localized radar blackouts. While the Navy claimed these were routine meteorological tests using atmospheric lasers, whistleblowers from the defense sector suggested a much darker project, Project C Leviathan, a classified initiative focused on creating localized electromagnetic pulses capable of disabling enemy satellites and nuclear warheads from across the globe. The island's unique geographic isolation and surrounding deep waters provide the perfect shield against foreign espionage, allowing the military to discharge massive amounts of energy into the sky without public oversight. But perhaps the most chilling restricted zone in America is not a military base, but a heavily fortified mountain fortress located in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Mount Weather. Officially known as the Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center, this facility is run by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, but its true purpose goes far beyond civilian disaster relief. Built during the height of the Cold War under Project Greek Island, Mount Weather is a subterranean city, carved directly into a mountain of solid granite. It is designed to act as the shadow government of the United States in the event of a catastrophic nuclear strike, a global pandemic, or a total societal collapse. The underground complex is fully self-sustaining, equipped with its own water purification systems, power plants, hospitals, and a massive broadcast studio capable of taking over every television and radio frequency in the country. It contains sleeping quarters for thousands of high-ranking government officials, military leaders, and select members of the elite class. However, what makes Mount Weather truly terrifying is its legal status. The facility operates under its own set of laws, completely independent of congressional oversight. According to investigations by constitutional lawyers, Mount Weather houses the parallel government, a classified executive structure that automatically takes control of the nation if the president and cabinet are incapacitated or if a national state of emergency is declared. Former employees have hinted at a massive data center within the mountain that constantly monitors the digital footprints, communications, and financial transactions of every American citizen, utilizing predictive artificial intelligence to identify potential internal threats before a crisis occurs. The perimeter of Mount Weather is guarded by high-voltage fences, motion detection grids, and elite tactical teams that monitor the surrounding forests 24 hours a day. Further north, hidden within the dense forests of Long Island, New York, lies the remnants of another forbidden zone that officially closed, yet remains under intense government monitoring. Camp Hero, located at Montauk Point. During World War II and the Cold War, this coastal facility was a heavily fortified military base designed to protect New York from foreign attacks. It featured a massive radar dish known as the ANFPS-35, which could detect incoming aircraft from hundreds of miles away. The base was officially decommissioned in 1981 and turned into a state park. But if you visit Montauk today, you will find that the military structures are completely sealed with heavy steel doors and welded metal grates. Signs warning of severe fines and imprisonment line the fences surrounding the old barracks and the massive radar tower, which still stands, staring silently out at the Atlantic. The official reason for the continued lockdown of Camp Hero is environmental safety, citing old asbestos and unstable structures. But the local population and independent researchers know a different story. Camp Hero is the legendary birthplace of the Montauk Project, a series of highly classified dark-budget experiments focused on psychological warfare, time distortion, and high-frequency electromagnetic manipulation. Whistleblowers who claim to have worked at the facility in the 1970s described underground laboratories where the massive power of the radar dish was channeled into human subjects, to alter their perception of reality. It is alleged that these experiments were a continuation of the infamous Philadelphia experiment, attempting to create electromagnetic cloaking fields and advanced mind control techniques using microwave radiation. Even today, hikers near the perimeter report hearing strange hums vibrating through the ground, and satellite thermal imaging shows significant heat signatures emanating from deep beneath the abandoned bunkers, suggesting that while the surface of Camp Hero is dead, the underground grid remains highly active. We conclude our investigation in the remote wilderness of Alaska at a facility that has sparked global controversy and intense scientific debate, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, commonly known as HAARP. Located near Gakona, Alaska, this massive installation consists of 180 high-frequency antennas spread across a vast cleared valley. The facility was originally built by the United States Air Force, the Navy, and the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA. The public purpose of HAARP is to study the ionosphere, the uppermost layer of Earth's atmosphere, to improve global communication and navigation systems. However, the sheer scale of the facility and the intense secrecy surrounding its operational phases have led many to believe that HAARP is a highly advanced geo-warfare weapon. By firing focused beams of high-frequency radio energy directly into the ionosphere, HAARP can temporarily lift and heat specific sectors of the atmosphere. Independent physicists have noted that manipulating the ionosphere in this manner can trigger severe weather anomalies, alter jet streams, and even induce low-frequency vibrations in the Earth's crust, potentially triggering seismic activity. Although control of the facility was officially transferred to the University of Alaska Fairbanks in 2015, the site remains heavily restricted. Access roads are blocked by security gates, and the surrounding airspace is strictly monitored by military radar networks. The power required to run the antenna array is immense, utilizing a dedicated power plant that can generate enough electricity to fuel a small city, raising the question of why a simple academic research project requires that much raw force. These forbidden zones are the physical manifestations of the hidden state. They represent the boundaries of public knowledge, the exact points where transparency ends and total classification begins. Whether they are testing advanced weapon systems that border on science fiction, preparing for the end of civilization in underground fortresses, or experimenting with the very fabric of our atmosphere, one truth remains absolute. The land of the free contains many cages, and what happens inside those cages is hidden from the eyes of the world for a reason. The vault remains locked, and the secrets are buried deep.